Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ask Me Anything. I am spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White, and today is May 18th, 2023. I hope everybody's had a good week, and I hope everybody had a good weekend with Mother's Day. I did. I had so much fun. I went to Texas to visit my daughter and my grandchildren, and it was so fun. And then I came home back to Madison, Wisconsin, and I got to see my little brother Theo Katzman perform on his last concert in the United States. So it was really a great weekend. So let me say, I want to say hi to some people. Hi, happy hunting. That's a great name. Yes, you can ask questions here. And I know a lot of people ask me, how do I ask questions? How do you ask the questions? Just write them in the comments section on YouTube or on Facebook, however you're watching the show tonight. And our guest and I will try to get to as many questions as we can, okay? Hi, Christine Showalter. I do have an answer for a good crystal for manifesting a job, so we'll talk about that. Hi, Carla. Hi, Dolly. Carla, you're from Delavan, Wisconsin. That is so fantastic. It's such a beautiful area. I was there, I think it was last year, and I think it was last summer. I can't remember it. No, it was the year before that. Sorry. I was actually giving a speech in that area. That was a great experience for me. I love that area. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Kathleen. And she says hi to our guest Prajna tonight from Maine. Hi, Dolly. Hi, Tom. Hi, Deanie from British Canada. Thank you for watching from there. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Laurel. Hi, Carla. Hi, Dolly. Hi, Renee. Hi, Carrie. Shout out from Sedona. Yay. And you have a voice today. Oh, because you must have worked with Prajna Avalon. How great is that? So a lot of people, shout out to a lot of people here. Yes, Laurel, great weather in Wisconsin now. I'm so thrilled beyond. So I do want to do a little, hi, Vicky. And Vicky says, hi, Kellee and Prajna. Hi there. Hi, Lori Counts. I hope you and Kiko are doing well. I do want to do a little astrology before we invite our special guest on today. So I'm going to do a little astrology here and talk about what's going on right now, because tomorrow, so today's the 18th of May, tomorrow is May 19th, 2023, and we have a new moon, and in Vedic astrology, it's a new moon in Taurus. And this new moon is actually a really favorable new moon, and it's really good for fire ceremonies. It's good for making rapid changes. It's good for cutting things out of your life, or let's say giving things up, or deciding that you want to have a new course of action. This is a new moon that gives us all great courage. So it supports all kinds of efforts, and it supports new beginnings. And it's really good for altruism and visionary and futuristic ideas. So this new moon is something that we will really look forward to tomorrow for this new moon. And a new moon always brings us to a place of starting something new. So if you're going to start something new, tomorrow would be a really great day for that. Okay. Now, when we get to May 20th, and from May 20th until the end of the month, about May 31st, this is some very challenging energy, because Mars is in opposition with Pluto, and Pluto is retrograde. And this brings some potential upheaval and revolts. It brings bring a lot of trouble, particularly in the United States. It can bring a lot of trouble. It's kind of ruthless energy. It's kind of brutal expression. So energy is going to be pretty radical, is what I'm thinking, for the next, not tomorrow, but probably 10, 11 days after that, pretty intense. And on May 25th, for several days, Jupiter, the benevolent planet, the large planet, the spiritual guru, and Rahu, which is malefic planet in Vedic astrology, they conjunct exactly in Aries. And Aries is ruled by Mars, and Aries can bring about a lot of unexpected events in the world. So on a personal note, this could bring people aggravated, out of control, because their inner wisdom would not be working correctly. It's like normally they would make good decisions during this period of time. Really take your time to to be patient, to go slowly on things if you can. For, I'd say till the end of May. So I think it's going to be an interesting period of time. Okay, but remember we have the new moon, so that new moon still is going to be incredible. So everybody, I want to introduce everybody to a dear friend, colleague, incredible healer. Our dear Prajna graduated from the Barbara Brennan School of Healing, and she is a teacher herself. And in fact, we've taught many classes together, and she's an incredible healer. And if you've never had a session with her, you really should sign up to have a session with her. She's just a remarkable soul, an old soul, and just somebody who's really special in my life, and just really special for the planet. So I'd like to bring on, and she's got the greatest story to tell tonight, and I'd like to bring on our dear friend, Prajna Avalon. Hi, welcome.
Kellee, hi, thank you. Hi, everyone. What a nice introduction. I'm just like basking in the words. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, you really are all that. And if anybody has not had a session with you, they really should, because your healing is extraordinary. And I know you're all the way in Brazil. You're in Rio de Janeiro. So we really appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, well, I appreciate being here and being here with everybody. And I think it's amazing that we can be in different parts of the world. I mean, we've worked when I was in India and then in the US, and now I'm in Rio. I kind of love this.
It's
journey,
true.
Whatever
it's really,
it is.
I can follow you wherever. Yeah,
exactly.
And I have.
Continue doing that. And you have, yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, the reason I wanted to have Prajna on tonight, aside from she hasn't been on for a while, Prajna did the most amazing thing that I have ever witnessed. And it was so incredible that I said to her, you have to be on, and you have to tell people about your new adventure, what you're into. I mean, you're a healer and you're doing this other really interesting things, but what you did for yourself with this. Do you want to explain this? Because it's so cool. And I have to give a shout out to our producer, Renee, because Renee was so excited when he saw this too. It was just incredible. So do you want to tell everybody what it is? And then we'll show a video. We're going to show a video, everybody, so you can see this.
Yeah, so I'll give you guys the introduction I gave to Kellee when I started this. So I got an apartment, and it was very, 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 very old, beat down apartment. So I'm remodeling it before I can move in. And I told Kellee months ago, I'm going to place crystals around the apartment, to bring good energy and, all that crystals do. And then I sent her a video of what I had done. And she was like, oh my gosh.
Never saw anything like this in my life.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, no. I've never and by the way, nobody will guess this. Nobody will guess this. It's so unbelievable.
So I've always been very connected with crystals. I think a lot of people here probably are very connected. Kellee is very connected with crystals. And we just did a 3-part webinar series on Atlantis and Lemuria, which were civilizations very connected with crystals. And I think that might have woken things up a little bit. I was doing the Atlantis part, which talks about all the crystal grids they had all around their entire civilization and for themselves. And I have some memories. I've always had memories of where I was before I incarnated, where I was studying, where we would meet, and people I was friends with, and teachers and all of that. And one of the memories that I have is that we would meet inside this cave, and the floor of the cave was one solid piece of crystal. And we met there for a reason, because it really magnified the intentions, the prayers, the creativity, manifestation. I mean, crystals are extremely powerful. So as I'm about to start renovating this apartment, I was thinking about clearing the energy from the person who lived there before, who we'll talk about maybe at some point. She was one of the highest ranked astrologers in Brazil. She started the whole astrology movement in the country.
She was really special.
Really special. And although her energy was incredible, I'm a different being. I'm different, type of worker, so I needed to clear the energy. So I started thinking of that, and I was like, you know what if I place crystals underneath my entire flooring? Because I was going to change the flooring. And that's what I told Kelly, and she's like, oh, that's great.
Yeah,
And
because
then
I wouldn't have imagined what she was talking about. I
Yeah,
thought
but-
she meant, put one crystal here, one crystal there. Okay. But that's not what happened.
So it kind of like in my mind, it took this whole life of its own, and I started channeling how the crystals would be placed in each room. So when I started getting that channeling, the download, I picked up a notebook and I started drawing mandalas or spirals or different symbols, and I started channeling what crystals would go where and for what reason in each room. And you guys will see, we'll start sharing the videos. I mean, it took a life of its own, and I really feel that it never came from my ego or from my like, oh, I'm going to put this here. It truly came, I feel, from a place of remembering. And I work a lot with crystal energy in my healings, and a lot of the time at the end of healings, I suggest crystals for people. And I always knew I would work more with it. And I feel like this is like a rebirth in my life into this as well. So yeah, so should we show
let's show-
one of-
let's
'cause I
show-
feel like there's like everybody's like hanging.
what is she
like,
talking
just, like,
about?
show us something.
It's
So let's show a
unbelievable.
video, and you guys will
Okay.
have probably the same experience that Kelly had. So this is me entering into the bedroom. So what you guys are seeing there, so it's a queen size bed, and that square is the size of the queen size bed, with a spiral of rose quartz, for love and relaxation and peace and harmony. That's going to be the bathroom. The crystals are already underneath the cement. In Brazil, we build with bricks and cement. So the contractors were very gentle in covering the crystals there. But as you can see, there's an outline of the bed. I don't know if we can either go forward or come back a little bit. There, yeah. Yeah, if you exactly. Just pause there a little bit, Renee, for me, please. So if you see, I'll explain this one. There's blue crystals, blue quartz crystals on the outside. And that's for calming energy, protective energy that protects you from negative energy at night. And then there's green quartz. Green quartz is healing, truly healing energy. It's peaceful. It cleanses your entire energy field. And then those two lines on the top, that's where the pillows will be. One is selenite. And selenite, it both cleanses you. It's a massive cleanser. And it also connects you with spirituality.
It's great. It's also great for meditation too.
For meditation, exactly. And then the next line is amethyst. So also, for clarity, for connecting with spirits, dreams, but receiving guidance at night. And then the center of the bed is a spiral of rose quartz. And what I got for that is that it's both a generator of love and peace and harmony and energy, and also the spiral, because the spiral is open, and it's also cleansing. That's what the guys told me. So it both nourishes you with energy and it cleanses you. And in the center, it's cyanide, which is very strong. I think it's Archangel Michael's or Gabriel. It's called I don't remember it now, but it's called the Sword of Gabriel, I think. It's
or the Sword of Michael. Sword of Michael.
The Sword of Michael. And then around is clear quartz. Clear quartz is all around the apartment, around this kind of spiral. And the green, oh gosh, what's the name of this in English now? It's called maybe like fushite or something like this. It's connecting with yourself, remembering who you are. So that's around the entire bedroom. And if you see in all the videos, you're gonna see along the walls. See, that's a black tourmaline, which means keeping anything that's negative away, making a complete protected bubble in the entire apartment. So there's black tourmaline every half an inch of the entire apartment. And the places, for example, there's a place there's going to be the closet. I placed crystals there too, so there's not stagnant energy. So there's live energy and healing energy in the entire apartments.
Wow. Okay, where are we now? Look at that.
Now, so this is the hallway. That at the very end there is the living room. In the middle there's a door to the bedroom. And here I'm actually standing in the office. This here is actually something I channeled from my memories previous to this lifetime. It's connected directly to me and phases I've gone through my life in different incarnations, in different periods, and also spiritually. And this resonates. This is one of the symbols that are imprinted in my energy field of what I've acquired throughout time.
Wow. And what crystals are those?
That's citrine, right on the yellow on the outside, and then clear quartz. And then there's cyanite again, and there's hematite right around the cyanites.
Wow.
So it's that's the entrance to the healing room, to the office. So that's basically saying this is sacred space. Nothing enters here that's not for this purpose. It's kind of like a symbol you would have in somebody's family shield or your shield or something like that. It's very specific.
Wow. That's amazing.
This is the entrance of the apartments. This is another symbol. And now you're going to see there are many, it's a very small apartment. So think like Manhattan size apartments. So, but it's a lot of things to express here. This place here that I'm walking to, it's a reading corner. It's a meditation corner. So it's clear quartz, amethyst, and cyanite in the center. So you can go and recharge and feel peaceful. In the center of the living room, it's a star, and there's energy going all different directions. The waves, that's where the couch is going to be. Those are specific crystals for healing, for cleansing, for charging. That's a corner where the internet router is going to be. So in plants, so there's also protection for that there, so the energy doesn't go out. There's another kind of snake-like long thing that goes towards the hallway. So that's like an invitation. You can walk from here, and that other place goes to the kitchen. So everything together forms power, connection, invitation, protection. The little star here on the corner on the left side, that's going to be the dining room table, and there's specific stones there for recharging food. I also put selenites there because selenites can also have very healing properties if connected to food. And that's the entry of the house. That's, again, a sacred symbol connected to myself and my lineage. And the cross is really just saying nothing enters here that's not fully invited and welcomed and connected. Wow. And so all of this was channeled. And there were times where there was something that had been channeled on paper, and I would go there and it would change. And this room took me almost 6 hours to complete.
And you individually put each crystal down. So your energy put each one down.
Exactly. Because whenever we're doing anything in life, intention is extremely important. So I had healing music playing. I had done my healing work within myself, and I had purpose in every single stone that I was placing down. So it's an apartment that you walk in and you feel healing energies, basically. And you can see the black tourmaline along the walls. So no energy from the outside can come in that's not invited or positive.
And what about the bathroom? Did you do this for the bathroom as well?
Every inch,
Every
every
inch.
corner. Yeah, there's gonna be
Wow.
I
Is this
think
the
this is
shower or?
that's a little laundry,
Oh,
tiny laundry area. In this, it's gonna be the kitchen. It's a hallway like kitchen. Many different stones. So there's more stones. There's calcite, which is more alive, thinking, invitation, like for cooking. But there's also rose quartz and amethyst. And here's the transition from the kitchen, and to the right there is going to be the bathroom, the main bathroom in the house. And there are many, as you can see, there are many pieces there. Here to the left, well, I'll stand here. This round thing in the corner is going to sit right underneath an infrared sauna for health reasons.
wow.
So infrared saunas are one of the most important things anybody could have. I had a portable one in the US. They're very inexpensive.
Yeah.
You sit inside of them and you zip yourself into them like this. So this is going to be that is green quartz, rose quartz, and blue quartz. So healing, 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 calming. To the right there is the shower. So there's cleansing crystals, there's recharging crystals, there's black tourmaline around all of the water entryways, all of the pipes, so no energy comes into the house through the pipe of the building, because it's a building. This mandala there, this round one, separates the bathroom energy from the kitchen energy. So lots of clear quartz and lots of fushite, which is, I don't know if I'm saying this, I'm taking a wild guess on the name here in English, but that's kind of like separating, cleansing the energies. And what you see here to the left there is where you walk, and to the right is going to be the countertop. So and here's a little laundry area. It's going to be the washer and dryer. And see, even in there where the washer and dryer will be, there's crystals for energy moving. And there I put blue quartz, which is cleansing, clearing. It takes away negative energy and cleanses it away, and clear quartz to keep the energy moving. Because one important thing, somebody's asking if the new flooring goes on top of this. Yes, the new flooring is already on top of all of this. So this is going to be underneath. And
so you won't be able to see it. People won't be able to see it. Like, you didn't put an acrylic top on it. You just covered it with whatever it was.
I didn't put an acrylic top, although the contractors were begging me to please not cover things because they were so beautiful. But I did put flooring over everything, so you can't see any of this. This is now hidden underneath this floor for forever.
If you wanted to just do a clear floor, would that have been okay as well?
I think that would have been okay. Yeah, I think that would have been fine too. I hadn't thought of that, to be honest. I could have put something underneath over the cement and then the quartz and then done a clear floor. That would have been beautiful.
I mean, it's just so stunning. It's just unbelievable. And so Vicky Nason is asking, what keeps the crystals in place, and will it stay as it is? I mean, so that's, she said, thinking the same thing I was thinking, that crystals won't be covered. She said she's blown away by this. So what does keep the crystals in place?
Yeah, so the underneath the flooring, so the flooring is like porcelain, so it goes over cement. So what the contractors did, because no crystals could be moved, because they all have meanings, they took a plastic cup with cement, and they would go little by little over everything. They were angels. So nothing would get moved. And then they would let that harden, the cement harden, and then they would do the full layer of cement. They were true angels, this contract. They have them. And I would go into the construction site and be like, I apologize again. I know this sounds weird, but can we do this? And they would laugh. They still laugh, you know.
So the next question I'm getting is, where does somebody get crystals like this?
Yeah.
And how expensive is something like this?
One benefit, one of the reasons why I'm doing all of this is that I'm in Brazil, and all these crystals come from Brazil. So it's very inexpensive here if compared to the US.
Okay,
This
are
is the
these the bags? This is
office.
how
So
they come. The bags of crystals come
these
like
are the
this?
bags of the crystals. So this is the office. This is the first room that I did. I was a little more conservative on the crystals here, and then I just was like, I just want crystals, more crystals. And so here is like the entryway. So invitation for all of my clients all over the world, their energy to come in, that little pathway. This is a very important piece. It's a discharge mandala. So it has only cleansing. So it has black tourmaline, it has red obsidian, and it has cyanides. So I will literally go at the end of the day and sit a little bit on top of this mandala and help it cleanse my energy fields.
So since everything is covered up, will you personally remember where everything is?
Yeah, that's why
Or
I
you can
took
feel
pictures
it?
of everything, and I will be able to feel it too, but I know where it is. So this is the couch where I'll sit, and that's all the specific stones for healing. And this is where my desk will be, and kind of like my altar will be there as well. So that's green quartz and rose quartz. That's like pure love and healing. So I can also stand there before I start doing the healing and really just cleanse my energy field and bring healing energy and bring love before I start working.
Wow.
This was beautiful. This took me like forever. I
Look
did place
at
each
that.
stone, and I love it. I look at it and I'm like, wow, that's just so incredible. And you can feel the energy in the apartments. The contractors, they comment on it, that they feel a difference. And then there's a main mandala in the middle of that sun-like mandala. That was also channeled, that style. The waves were also channeled. The guides were saying, it's a specific way to keep the energy moving and not stay stuck there. That's why an open spiral, waves, sun with the rays. It's just the discharge mandala. That's a round circle, because you don't want that energy going anywhere. That just gets cleansed there. So there's a purpose for every single way everything was drawn, and every stone that was used in each place.
Renee Hounsel says, I love the spiral. She says, it reminds me of the Atlantis bracelet that you received, Prajna, in Italy. Because when we did this class,
yes,
Lemuria and Atlantis, you actually were wearing this special bracelet that you received.
That's true. And thanks for that reminder. It's true. And I do feel that there's a lot of the Atlantean memories coming back for this. I think that Atlantis and Lemuria website webinar opened a lot for all of us, right, Kellee? I'm sure it changed. I still hear from people.
Yeah.
And for me too. I'm sure for you too,
yes,
Kellee.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's kind of like calling me back into all of these more dormant pieces of myself.
Right. Joe Sunderledge says, did you count the total number of crystals you used?
I didn't count the total number, but I'll tell you. Let me just calculate here how many pounds this was.
Yeah, it would be in pounds, right?
Yes.
Wow.
They were 190 pounds of crystals.
Okay, so little crystals. They're little.
They're very little, because the flooring had to go over them. So I asked them to just mash them as much as possible. So they were like the size of like black beans, or a little chickpeas, more like chickpeas, a little bigger.
Wow. So Joe Sunderledge says, please explain the benefits of the infrared sauna, that this is the most spiritually energetic place I've seen. Lovely. And in the energy of your face, I see the energy of your home.
Oh, thank you.
So sweet.
Thank you so much. That is so sweet. The infrared sauna is one of the most important things that we can ever do, other than probably sunlight and water. In the most basic sense, it relaxes us. So it helps with sleep, it helps with anxiety, it helps with stress. It relaxes our muscles. So it relaxes us for the day, or gets us ready for the day. And then it goes deeper, because a regular sauna, it heats us from the outside in, and we're usually breathing the air, and it's good for cleansing the lungs, but it makes us sweat. It's an outside in thing. So it's more of a skin thing. The infrared sauna, the infrared rays go 2 to 3 inches inside of the body. and it heats us from the inside out. So one of the main benefits is detoxification. So it detoxifies our organs, all of them, because it reaches into it touches into every single organ. So it detoxifies us from everything that's there. It helps to cleanse the circulatory system. It boosts the nervous system, the immune system. It has benefits for the brain, for memory. It's countless. These are just some of them. And for I started using an infrared sauna when I had Lyme disease, and it's amazing for viruses and bacteria, parasites, anything like that, because they can't really survive in a heated place like that. So a half hour of an infrared sauna once a day or twice a day, your life is a whole different ball game.
Wow. So is it good for boosting your immune system?
It's good for boosting your immune system as well, cleansing, detoxifying, helps the brain, helps relaxing, helps the parasympathetic system because it calms you down.
Wow.
Now, it's a really great thing to look into. I think a portable infrared sauna is something like $300-$400. It's really not expensive. It's a great investment and an incredible routine thing to implement in life.
Sarah Wood says, what crystals would I use under my Reiki table to protect and heal? Great question, Sarah.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I would recommend black obsidian. Black tourmaline to me feels a little too strong to be right in a healing place, but protection stones, I think the two that I find the best are black tourmaline and black obsidian, and red jade is very good as well. But I would do black obsidian or red jade, maybe on the corners. And right underneath, you can do clear quartz, rose quartz, green quartz, and you can do even amethyst a little bit above, like where the head will be. And then maybe place hematite by the feet for grounding, to bring down grounding. So you can do, I think I would do on a table like hematite, maybe clear quartz, rose quartz, amethyst, and then maybe the jades, the red jade or the black obsidian on the sides.
Right. Wow. Laureen Hester, how do you feel about the energy of Moldavite?
I love the energy of Moldavite. I think it needs to be used by somebody that's kind of already balanced, because it's very strong. Wouldn't you think, Kellee? That's a very strong energy.
Very strong energy.
So either always use with a grounding stone, or if you are very grounded yourself, but I think it's an incredible, incredible stone. I actually don't have any right now. So
yeah, I don't either. Vicki Nason. Hi, Vicki. This is a little piece of heaven. It's as if you're sitting, standing, walking on the Holy Grail. So true. So sacred, powerful, and meaningful. Blessings to you always.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's so
Vicki.
sweet. Donna Marin Rose. How long did it take to do your whole apartment? Good question.
Yeah, so each room took me, I would say, between 3 and 6 hours to do. So, and I would do one a day. So probably like a week total for the whole apartment. Some rooms I had to come back because I also just literally couldn't stand and bend my legs anymore at times, because you're like bending down and it was just so much. So I had to take a little bit of a break.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
And there's a lot. I mean, all of the pipes, I asked them to carve the cement around all of the pipes so I could put black tourmaline. I mean, there was a lot of details, a lot of thought into every single space.
Nancy Babick, she said, is there a crystal or a combination of crystals that will help me connect with my deceased son, Micah?
Nancy, I would say my first immediate thing is I would love to know about a quality of your son. And I feel like there's something really specific about him for a crystal for you to have more of your clarity and your guidance open. Labradorites, Am I saying this right, Kellee?
Labradorite, yes.
Labradorites, I think would be very, very good for you. And then I would suggest for you that you connect with your son and think of a quality of his, and then try to find a crystal that resonates with his quality,
that's a
and,
great
and
idea.
have those two together.
And I would also add to that rose quartz, because for the heart,
And
I think
rose
that would be
quartz.
a really good one. Here's a
Yes.
question, I want to get to this. Hi, Ann Margaret. I'm going to answer that. We're going to answer that in a second. But Christine, Christine Showalter asked early. She said, "What's a good crystal for manifesting a job?" And I was going to answer that: citrine and adventurine. And I noticed that you had citrine in your office as you were walking in, and I thought that's so great, because
Yeah.
citrine it's like a light happiness. It has a light happiness to it. And so that would be
Perfect.
really good for, manifesting a job, bringing in a job. And adventuring is overcoming self-doubt. So I thought those two would be really good for that. So I did want to get to that.
Perfect.
Okay. Ann Margaret. Hi, Ann Margaret. I know you're getting ready for that cruise, Ann Margaret, in Alaska. What crystals are best under the bed for sleeping? A great question. I have selenite bars under my bed now.
I think selenite is wonderful.
Yeah.
As you saw, I put selenite under my bed. It depends on what kind of person you are and what you're looking. If you're looking for something specific, that's where all of this was specific for me and my needs and my home and all of that. But I would say green quartz is a very calming, quieting, harmonizing crystal. It would be great with selenites. And just a clear quartz, it cleanses the whole entire field too. You can always add rose quartz. You can't go, right, Kellee? You can't go wrong with rose quartz.
No.
So any of these calming crystals, I think this feels to me like a good combination, like the quartzes, like the clear quartz, the rose quartz, the green quartz, I think would be beautiful. And you can keep the selenite ones. I think those are wonderful too.
Oh yeah, no, I think that those are great ideas. What are best crystals for opening the heart chakra? Oh, from Marge Webb. Hi, Marge.
Hi, Marge. Rose quartz is hands down.
Amethyst is good for that too, and also amethyst under the bed as well. But really opening the heart, also green calcite, because that's also healing and removing blocks of fear around the heart. So that could work. Well.
Yes. That's where it gets more specific. A lot of the green crystals, you can use all of them, but then research them and see which one fits best for you. That's where it gets a little more specific for each person.
And I had a question here from Dwayne Elaine Morgan. And she said, "Hey, Kellee, so good to see you again. As Dwayne and I are artists, I was wondering what crystal to set my work table to increase my creativity. Any suggestions?" I actually do, and I brought this out. And chrysocolla is one of my all-time favorite stones.
And it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, and it's for artists and musicians. And it's my favorite color. Obviously, I'm even wearing it. It's my favorite color. But you can see how sensitive it is. Literally, when I put it down, little crystals will fall off of it. But for musicians and artists, anything like this, definitely chrysocolla. Okay, so I wanted to share that. That's my favorite stone.
Kellee, it sends out a little sand, right?
Yes, yes. So sensitive. You have to be careful with it.
I'm going to look down, guys, just a bit, because I want to see the name of that crystal that I was talking about in English, because it might be related to this family there. So, but I'm still here.
Okay. Yes. Barbara Mulligan Buffing. Yes. Isn't clear quartz high vibrational? Yes, it is. It is very high vibration. Yeah, I love quartz crystal. It's my favorite. It's one of my other favorites.
Clear quartz is like the go-to stone for everything. I had the most pounds of rose quartz and clear quartz. I have clear quartz in the entire apartment. It's powerful, it's clear energy, and it also it heightens the energy of all other stones of intentions. So clear quartz, you cannot go wrong with clear quartz for anything.
Right. It's so true. Vinci Sawyers. Hi, Vinci. How do you feel about river rock instead of crystals?
I thought about that. I actually thought about bringing some into the apartment.
Now, explain what river rock is.
Well, I'm
I'm
wondering if she's
assuming from
actually
a
meaning
river.
the rocks from a river, like the rounded ones. It didn't feel right to me.
Okay.
For some reason, the energy is completely different. It doesn't feel to me like it has as much of a manifesting, expanding energy. It does have a lot of calming, quieting, soothing energy, but it didn't feel right to me to have anything other than the crystals there.
I totally get this. Kathy Gonzalez asks, where can we get this chrysocolla? I got this. You can find it online, or you can find it at a crystal shop, or you can find it at one of those great crystal fairs. I got this in Arizona, actually, at Quartzsite, which if you guys ever get a chance to visit Quartzsite, in Arizona, it's an extraordinary. In January, particularly, they open up for all the crystals, and they're all really great prices, and it's such a cool thing. So this is from Trey N, and he says, "I love lapis lazuli." It's me too, and he goes, "And I love labradorite." I do too.
Yes.
He said, "I had a vision, and I remember the place with 7 waterfalls. It was an entrance to an underwater world with colors not here on Earth." He said, "Now, could this be Atlantis?"
Oh, that could for sure,
Yeah,
for sure be Atlantis. I mean, Atlantis had, you just mentioned 2 stones that go right hand in hand with Atlantis.
yeah.
So it could for sure be, for sure. No question.
Oh, and Marge, you're absolutely right. She said malachite. So this is chrysocolla with malachite. I should have mentioned that. You're absolutely right, Marge. This is chrysocolla with malachite on it. Both. Great
And Kellee,
for artists.
Yeah, sorry, I want to mention that, you don't need to have crystals all underneath your flooring to get benefits. I just kind of like went crazy, and I was here, and it was, affordable, and, I did it. But there are ways that you can create crystal grids in your home by placing crystals in specific places and creating an energetic link and an energetic connection.
So let me ask you this, because I know Kim Ann asked earlier, Kim Ann Snodgrass, if you were going to write a book on this, or a manual or something, or is this something that you would have sessions with people to do? Like, and
Yes.
give them ideas of how to do it, or?
For sure. I mean, like I said, I always suggest crystals often at the end of the sessions, but I could get like a drawing of the floor plan of somebody's home, and then we could have a session and talk about the needs and what's happening, and what, each home has specific needs, has different people that live there, and we could definitely see the needs of the home with crystals. And it doesn't have to be something extremely expensive. It's anybody can do it. I think anybody would benefit from it, really. I mean, who wouldn't benefit from having their homes all aligned with healing energies and cleansing energies? I mean, I've always had crystals all around my windows in every home I've ever lived. I've always had crystals on the windows, because the energy comes in, hits the crystal, and comes in with that, and goes out with that.
Well, I mean, the only thing I'm thinking right now is that I'm going, oh, I've got to get this. I have to do this. And I know Don is going, oh, no, because we're remodeling our house. And I'm like,
well, but this is the time.
This is the time.
And, the place where I got the crystals, they export crystals. It's not going to be as cheap as here, but they do. If anybody here is thinking, oh, I want to do that, it's possible.
Possible.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible.
And Wanda Aubrey says, can you host a class on how and where to place the crystals? That might be a great class for you to teach.
That could be a great class. I can think about that. I can really look into that. That would be a great class. I think I'm definitely feeling the open avenue from my guides and my higher self to really work with this and expand and really support people in having more of this support in their lives. I mean, there's so much in this world that we're needing support with right now. And this is one more piece. And one thing with the Atlantis and Lemuria webinar was remembering who we are, right, Kellee, and how we can be to serve the world. And
Absolutely.
I think this is one way to, for me to continue helping people remembering who they are and to have this energy in their homes. So I can look into the class. In the meanwhile, we can definitely do sessions for specific rooms or specific people or the entire homes. I mean, it's all possible.
It's all possible. Absolutely. Chrysocolla is spelled Chryssocolla. Chrysocolla. Okay. Hopefully You can find that and look that up. Vicky, hi Vicky. Kellee Prajna, what is your favorite crystal? If you had to pick one, I know so many. Good question.
I think I go through phases. Labradorite has always been one that I've loved because of guidance and channeling and visions and energy. It's always helped me with my work and my speaking and all that. I've had a wand of Chinese fluorite now for some years that I always have in my hand, right?
I remember that. You're absolutely
I don't
right.
have it now because I'm moving. I'm waiting to go into that apartment and everything's in suitcases right now. But I've had that I think that's my favorite at the moment.
Oh my gosh.
Fluorites.
And one of my favorites is Larimar. I love Larimar. It's the stone of soulmates, and I love that. But honestly, beautiful. I love this piece. It's just gorgeous. I just want to crawl inside of it or something, I just love it so much. But I also love quartz. I love a great quartz, and I have quartz all over my house, actually, over my everywhere, but not on the floor.
Not on the floor. You should still consider. Sorry, Dawn. Sorry, Dawn.
Renee Hounsel asked, does the titanium coating that they do, I guess she's referring to the tops of when they cover your crystals, will that weaken the energy? That's actually a good question.
Titanium coating, I don't think that, it's cement. I don't think cement is titanium. I know here is cement, and then it's like a ceramic over it. So it's, if I'm misunderstanding the question, but I don't think there's any other coating over it.
Oh no, this is a great question. Michelle Kavanaugh, she says, I want to put my house up for sale. What are the good crystals to raise the vibrations?
Oh my gosh. Well, first, cleanse any energies that are there from you guys. So do like a good, I would say before the crystals, do a good like Epsom salt. You put Epsom salt inside a pan and put a little bit of alcohol and just put fire and like a little flame and just go around the house. So people feel that the energy is neutral, is inviting. There's not other people's lives there.
That's very good. And the other thing you could do, Michelle, before I don't mean to interrupt, but I want you to make sure you do this too. There's a saint that you bury in your house before you sell it. And I will tell you, the house sells like in 24 hours. I think it's Saint Anthony, but I can't remember for sure. So Google saint that helps you sell your house. And they actually sell them. Even real estate people have these, and they will actually put them, you have to bury them upside down, but I will tell you, it sounds kooky, but it works.
Wow. In Brazil, they bury St. Anthony's upside down for getting a partner, for getting married.
Poor St. Anthony. He's
I know.
He's really used.
It's being bullied all over the world. It's being threatened.
Poor St. Anthony.
I know. But for crystals, just to finish with the reply, I would put rose quartz and I would put clear quartz, like beautiful, open-ended, inviting. I would put something just clear like that, light, so people walk in and they feel, wow, there's possibilities.
Right. Julie Munsterman says, Kellee mentioned a crystal for removing blocks of fear. Are there any others good for that?
Which one did you mention, Kellee? Blocks of fear?
No, I can't remember.
You don't remember.
Obsidian would be good, wouldn't it?
Obsidian
any of the black crystals?
Black crystals, any of the black crystals. This green one that I've put a lot around the house, and the name in English is Foschite. It's very good for connecting with who you are in your essence. And in connecting with who you are in your essence, fear just goes away. When we remember who we are, that's the reason for, right, like healing work or mediumships or spiritual guidance. When we connect with who we are, fear goes away. So a crystal that would connect you with your inside, that's a really, really, really good crystal. And then I would say any crystals that you feel called towards, because usually the crystal that we feel called towards is the crystal that is calling us to help us. So I would add that too.
Right. Penny Mill says, where's a good place to get crystals? Any crystal fair, often a crystal fair. Sometimes you can find good crystals at a crystal shop if the shop has been there for some time and they have a good reputation.
Yes.
There's a great place in Burbank, California. I mean, I don't know. And she does, her name, it's called the Crystal Palace, I think. Crystal Shrine in Burbank, California, the Crystal Shrine. And my friend owns that. Shauna is her name. And she will actually use FaceTime with you to help you pick out the crystals. And her prices are very fair.
Great. Yeah.
Lorena Correa, blue tiger eye is amazing for vision while sleeping. I have never heard of
Oh,
blue tiger eye. Have you?
me neither. No, I had
Wow,
not heard.
that is
Wow.
amazing. I think
Never
that's
heard of it.
fascinating. Okay, is it good? This is for Barbara Rosefield. Is it good to sleep with crystals under your pillow?
Yes, for sure. I've used that a lot, and I've recommended that a lot. Then it depends on what you need them for. So if you're somebody that's quite ungrounded and you need to be grounded, place a hematite, place
Yeah.
a um, um, smoky quartz. The name was going away. A smoky quartz, something that's going to keep you more here. If you're somebody that has very agitated dreams, then place maybe an aventurine would be good, or a green aventurine, or a rose quartz, or see what you need. But that could be incredible. But remember, you got to remember the purpose, because crystals are powerful, and placing them under your pillow is like a big deal. So if you're somebody that's like can't quiet your mind and has too much going on, maybe don't place an amethyst, because then your third eye is going to go all over the place.
You're right. I didn't even think of
Just
that.
consider the
Yeah, no, you're
crystals.
absolutely right. You're right. Lorraine Hester says, do you clean and clear your crystals for energy work? And how do
Mhm.
you do it? Do you do it with water and air, sun, moonlight, incense?
Yeah, any of those. I've never done it with incense,
I
but
haven't either.
I usually do it with Epsom salt or sea salt. I leave it in water overnight. Do not do that with your selenites, because they're salts. And
That's
as
correct.
a baby crystal learner, I did lose
Oh,
3 big ones of selenites because I left it out in the rain to be cleansed, and there were no selenites there the next
oh
morning.
my God, that's hysterical.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But you can, moonlight is
Oh,
wonderful,
Saint Joseph.
sunlight.
You're right. It was Saint Joseph. Thank you. Not Saint
There you
Anthony.
go.
Sorry,
So
Saint
Anthony's for
Joseph.
the
Oh my
marriage, I'm
God.
telling you.
There you go. Said he is overbooked. Saint Joseph. I'm telling you, it works though. That Saint Joseph really does work. Um, upside down. That's right. Um, that's
And now
so
for the
funny.
crystals underneath the floor, because somebody asked me that, how are you going to cleanse that? You can't put them in salt water. You can't anything. Well, then you can use incense, and then you use intention. I mean, I placed a lot of clear quartz in the apartment for that, because it can help cleanse. And you can use Epsom salt. So there are different ways, but it is important to cleanse them. But if it's a very intrinsic grid like the one that I created, they have a life of their own, and they will take care of
Yeah.
themselves.
You're absolutely right. They will. I was just thinking that. Milana Stan says, this is a good question for you. She says, what crystal should I give to my daughter before her running meet on Saturday so she can win or qualify for the next step?
Oh, I would give her hematite, which is very grounding and strengthening. It's a really good strengthening crystal. And I would give her orange calcite, like a good energy booster. It will also boost her immune system, this crystal, and so it will
Oh,
help her with that
good.
as well. Those two, like little ones, that would be incredible.
This is from Wendy Heilig. She said, I'm
Yeah.
loving this as we are about to start building our retirement house in late August. And this will help me do a more intentional layout in the foundation of the house. So true. And Wendy, I'm
Wonderful.
also going to add this to you. Look at our show that James and I did, I don't know, a few weeks ago with Michael Mastro. And it was about Vastu and the art of Vastu. And just recently, our designer for our house, because we're doing a remodel, actually learned all about Vatsu, and it really made a difference the way we set up the house going forward. So really look into the crystals and into Vatsu. I think you'll find that just an extraordinary combination.
Mm-hmm.
Shady Ajodoha. Palladians have huge crystals underground to connect with the motherships.
Yeah, Pleiadians are incredibly
Incredible
connected to
healers. Yeah.
crystals and incredible healers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I love this. Renee Hounsel. She said, I love Celestine for connecting with angels.
Oh,
Absolutely.
yes, yes. Oh, that's such a nice. I just felt it in my heart just thinking of this stone. It's very nice.
Yeah. And Lynn Selke says there's a great book called Crystals for Healing by Karen Frazier, and it's a very helpful resource, and you can get it on Amazon. Well, thank you for
Great.
that.
Yes.
Okay, what's a good crystal to bring? Laura, you keep howlite and hematite. I keep under my pillow. Great.
There you
Great.
go. Yeah, good
And what's a
combo.
good crystal for abundance? And that's from Cindy Rand.
Pyrite.
Yeah, fool's gold. Pyrite is.
Fool's
That's
gold.
very true.
Yeah. Also, sunstone.
Oh, sunstone. I didn't
is
even think of that.
incredible for abundance.
Really?
And then what kind of abundance? Are you looking for money? Then fool's gold pyrite's great. Are you looking for love? Then you place the rose quartz. So what kind of abundance? So you can do crystal combinations as well. So if it's abundance of money, do the pyrite and then put a clear quartz there, and then maybe do a hematite to bring it and ground it into your life. There's like different levels of all of this as well, but I think this is a good start for
That's a good one. Trey N says, what crystals to keep negative and psychic energy vampires away at bay while I'm working? He said, I'm an HSP empath. That I work as a hotel restaurant breakfast server, 30 years in the food service industry. Wow, I was in the food service, Trey. I get that.
Yeah.
What crystals would be good for that? Because he's working with the public.
Yeah, black tourmaline is the best crystal for spiritual energy, negative energy, evil eye, anything. Black tourmaline all the way. You get one that's just like that big, leave it next to your bed, or have one with you. It's the best. Black tourmaline. It cleanses your spinal cord. It cleanses anything that came into you that's negative. It's gonna leave.
Right. No, totally. Regina Joyce Clark. So the cement does not block the energy.
It doesn't block nothing can block the energy, really. I mean, if you think about it, these crystals are sometimes inside of the earth with stones and rocks and all sorts of things, and they're in there. I mean, cement is man-made, but it's also sand, and there's some chemicals, but nothing blocks the energy. I mean, you can do a healing, from Brazil. I can work with clients in Japan.
That's so true.
And energy goes everywhere.
Wow. Well, and I'm so glad that we got to have you on. It's been such an exciting show. So how can people reach you?
Yeah, so prajnaavalon.com, just like my name. You put first.
There you go. Facebook at Prajna Avalon.
Exactly. My email, prajna@prajnaavalon.com. And if you, please feel free.
How do they get to sign up with you? Do you do that online? Do you do that on your website?
Yeah, they can go to my website. There's a contact form, and they can fill that up, and then we'll get back in touch, and we'll schedule a session and go from there. And
maybe you'll put together a class that you can, start teaching people, giving them ideas of how to put this together. If they can't do it on the floor, at least how they could do some sort of a grid, as you said, in the house. Or
yes. I think most people probably wouldn't be able to do it underneath their floor, because most people are not going to remodel their homes.
Right.
But it doesn't have to be just because I was there doing it and I was like, why not? But the grid will be in different places in your home, sometimes under a piece of furniture, sometimes on the windows, sometimes, behind something. So, and that will be like, if we're doing a private session, that will be tailored exactly for the needs of that environment, that home, that person. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be too many crystals. And the energy is powerful, and if you connect the grid, the longer the grid is there, the more powerful it gets.
That's so amazing. Boy, we could go on for days, but I know it's late your time. So we're going to have to say goodbye to everybody, but really, thank you so much, Prajna. What a great show. I'm so happy that you were on tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to you. And thank you so much to everybody that participated so much and got excited. I could feel the energy.
Oh, yeah.
Great show. I loved it.
And then everybody on Monday with James, we are going to have Carolyn Mumolo back on. Carolyn Mumolo is an extraordinary card reader, and she's going to be on our show on Monday. So please join us Monday night for Going Back with James Live. Take care, everybody. Thanks so much, Prajna.
Bye. You're welcome.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.